Hey everybody, it's Corona story time again. My name's Dave. Tonight I'm going to be reading from Living the Resurrection by Eugene Peterson. This is from his chapter, Resurrection Meals, were formed in the routines. The gospel writers are fond of telling stories of Jesus at meals. The meal was one of their favorite settings for showing Jesus as he revealed himself, talked, worked, and welcomed men and women to him. So I'm interested in looking at these two meals that clarify and involve us in formation by resurrection and walking before the Lord in the land of the living. The supper at Cleopas's house in Emmaus, and the breakfast on the Galilean beach. First, I observe the commonly overlooked obvious. Formation by resurrection does not depend on a specially prepared setting or a carefully selected time or place. The norm is the normal. There is nothing more normal and routine and everyday than eating a meal. In our culture, we typically do it 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We eat meals first and foremost because we have to. We need nutritional food in order to continue to function biologically. The very nature of our creation requires a regular intake of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fiber, vitamins, and liquids. But we also eat because it gives us pleasure. A breakfast egg sprinkled with salt and pepper and tarragon, a strip of crisply fried bacon beside it, a helping of grits and butter, my wife is from the South, and a freshly baked blueberry muffin can be a minor piece of art. Meeting a friend for lunch over a bowl of lentil soup and freshly made cornbread mingles conversation and calories in a way that brings delight to most of us. Is there anything else we do as frequently and simply that combines necessity and pleasure so unself-consciously, unpretentiously, and commonly as preparing and eating a meal with family or friends or guests? Our common humanity is out in the open as we eat together. We need to eat to stay alive, and at this meal we're all eating the same thing: vegetables, fruits, breads. The act of eating together has a wonderful way of obscuring, at least temporarily, self-importance. Distinctions and reputations recede to the sidelines in the act of eating a common meal. Every culture has its hospitality traditions. All of them involve the cultivation of honest relationship, the recognition of personal dignity, the mutual pleasure that comes in acts of giving and receiving. So it is highly significant that as we attend to the ways in which the resurrected Christ comes to us and is formed in us, we come across these 2 resurrection meals, the Emmaus supper and the Galilean beach breakfast. Christian practice in matters of spiritual formation goes badly astray when it attempts to construct or organize ways of spirituality apart from the ordinariness of life. And there is nothing more ordinary than a meal. Abstract principles, the mainstay of so much of what is provided for us in contemporary church culture, do not originate in the biblical revelation. Breakfast and supper, fish and bread, the home in Emmaus and the beach in Galilee, these provide the conditions and materials for formation by resurrection. Thanks very much. Have a good night.